The winter silence of the cloister. Winter in the monastery was not announced by snowstorms or fierce winds alone, but by a deepening hush that settled over the stone walls like an extra layer of frost. The cloister, that square of covered walkways circling the inner garden, became a place of almost sacred stillness. Its open arches framed a courtyard of frozen earth. The fountain at its center, locked in a crystalline stillness, water trapped mid-fall. The brothers walked here with careful, deliberate steps, their breath curling in pale clouds. The sound of sandals on flagstones echoed strangely, as if the cold air itself were amplifying every movement. They clutched their woolen habits close, fingers hidden in sleeves, heads bowed not in shame, but against the bite of the wind that snuck in through every arch. In these months, the rhythm of the abbey slowed but never stopped. The bells still rang out before dawn, summoning them to vigils in the unheated chapel. The chants seemed to hang longer in the frozen air, the voices carrying further in the stillness. In the kitchens, fires burned from morning till night, their heat not enough to warm the whole monastery, but enough to give the cook's cheeks a permanent flush. The cloister garden, vibrant in summer, was now a pale sketch of itself. The lavender bushes stood dry and brittle, their fragrance long gone. The fruit trees bare, their limbs like ink lines against the sky. A few stubborn herbs still clung to life in the sheltered corners, their green leaves a small rebellion against the season's grip. Here, the monks found a kind of peace. Winter offered fewer distractions from the work of the soul, no harvest to bring in, no vines to tend, no pilgrims crowding the gates. The days became a long, unbroken chain of prayer, study, and quiet labor. Even the birds seemed to understand, their songs rare and brief, as if unwilling to disturb the sacred quiet. Sometimes, in the late afternoon, the sun would break through a seam in the clouds, and the cloister stones would glow as if lit from within. The brothers would pause, if only for a moment, to feel its fragile warmth on their faces before it slipped away again. It was a reminder that winter was not a prison, merely a season, one that would pass as surely as the bells would toll again tomorrow. In this silence, the monastery seemed to exist outside of time. Centuries might have passed in the turning of a few pages in the library, or in the measured steps of a monk making his circuit around the cloister walk. The winter cloister taught patience, endurance, and the strange joy that comes from learning to live without excess. And when spring finally came, when the fountain's frozen arc would break into running water, when the lavender would stir and release its fragrance, when the first swallows would dart back through the open arches, the brothers would greet it not with noise, but with the same calm reverence winter had taught them. For here, every season was a teacher, and every silence a kind of prayer.